W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of To Catch a Husband by Sophia Holloway, narrated by Matt Addis. For KMLB. Chapter 1. Miss Mary Lound looked up from her embroidery, which she was working upon with more vehemence than skill, stabbing the fabric in an accusatory manner, and stared out of the window. She was not the sort of young woman who enjoyed needlecraft of any sort, and had it not been for the rain, which had come down heavily all day, she would have been out, either upon horseback or on her own 2 feet, for she was a brisk walker. She sighed heavily. It was terrible weather for July. "I think that even though the sky is somewhat lighter, my dear, you ought to wait until tomorrow before taking the potted cheese to old Mrs. Nacton," Lady Dameron suggested, a little nervously. Mary had been very snappish all week, not that her parent blamed her for it. For her own part, Lady Dameron regarded what had happened as all just another misfortune laid upon them. "You are quite right, Mamma, but—" She shook her head, and was silent for several minutes before blurting out, "I wish I were a man." "Mary, really, you say the strangest things." "Yes, but if I were a man, I could do something. As it is, we are stuck, with no means of earning an income, and on the verge of penury. If I were a man, I could join the army or the navy, or you could write a book. Ladies do write novels, and me! Goodness, no. I would be pretty appalling at it, and I hardly think lady authors earn more than pin money. Besides, I can think of nothing worse than trying to write one of those fanciful romances with kidnappings and haunted houses and all that foolishness. Having said which, our situation has all the makings of something as silly. Titled gentleman wastes much of his inheritance gambling, is succeeded by heir who is as thoughtless, and has to sell the family estate to meet his debts, and departs for the wilds of North America, leaving his mother and sister nearly destitute. Yes, that is ridiculous enough to make a novel. Not destitute, dearest. I have this house for my lifetime, remember," corrected her ladyship gently, ignoring the fact that upon her decease her daughter would be homeless. "You have the house, Mamma, but how are we to manage? It might have seemed a good idea for you to have a jointure when you married, but it was pathetically small, and how Edmund and his
Sample complete. Ready to continue?